All right, so me coming at you guys with full card predictions for UFC Fight Night Serbia, Oros Medic versus Daniel Rodriguez. Let's get right into it. And just so y'all know, throughout the week, I'm gonna drop. I think I'm gonna do two individual fight breakdowns on like something where they're like probably I'll go for like a minus 200 or something. I won't do a fight breakdown on a minus 400, but it's a betting breakdown. Give y'all like two picks. And then at the end of the week on TikTok, I'll post a parlay that's gonna hit. So y'all should go check that out. First fight of the night: Eros Medic versus Daniel Rodriguez. I think Medic is a lot sharper on the feet, quicker, more powerful. There are durability concerns for Medic, but same for D Rod. He's not the most durable guy either. So give me Rose Medic. I think he's gonna slime out D Rod in the first 2 rounds. I think it's gonna be entertaining, but D Rod just doesn't have much form in this matchup. You know, his striking defense is pretty poor. I mean, so is Medic's. He can catch Medic. He could drop him, but I don't see him finding the finish. I think D Rod's pretty chinny. Like for some reason, like I was watching his fights, like he's kind of chinny, like upwards the chin, like uppercuts or anything like that. Like they hurt him badly. So I could see Medic landing something like grabbing the head of D Rod, pulling it down, landing a clinch knee. I think that's what I'm gonna predict. Clinch knee or some hooks in tight. I'll go clinch knee because like that's like a good prediction if that shit hits. So yeah, Eros Medic first 2 rounds finish. Jan Blachowicz versus Navajo Sterling. Navajo Sterling taking this one on short notice, but I'm not really concerned about that. He's a young guy. I think he's probably training even outside of fight camps in shape. So I don't think that's gonna be a big issue in this matchup. I mean, hopefully the cardio. I mean, the cardio could be a concern, but Jan Blachowicz has good pressure, but he's not like I don't see him putting a pace on Sterling that we really have to worry about that. I think in this matchup, Sterling's gonna be, obviously he's the much younger guy. He's gonna be a lot quicker. He needs to be sharper on the feet. I hope this is his coming out spot where we see him perform in the way that we've been wanting to see him. Because I see glimpses of greatness. Like, no, okay, that sounds fucking like dramatic, but like when he lets his hands go, he really does look good. And I just want to see that more from him. We haven't really seen him let his hands go that much. I don't know if he's still just getting comfortable, but his last performances have been pretty underwhelming and against low levels of competition. This is a big step up, but still, Blachowicz isn't really great at this point in his career. He almost got finished in his last fight. I think there was something in that fight, like, I don't want to go into it, but like the body language, facial expressions, and like knowing that the referee can see that I saw a little bit of quit in Blahovic in that second round, even though he came back and won it or won that third round. So it's just a little something to keep note of. But I want to see Sterling get the finish here. I think if he does, it'll be like round two. Could be round one, even if he lets his hands go. But I don't see him letting his hands go that early. But I'm going to go Sterling, predict him. I really hope he gets the finish here because I think he's good. But like, I just been disappointed with his performances. uh Blahovic does a good job at making fights close, but Sterling's just gonna be too quick on them. Like I think he's gonna be too elusive too on the feet. Like his footwork's gonna be a lot quicker than Yan. Yan's a little bit plotty, so I expect him to piece him up at distance and then land good shots. Rockets versus Tybura. I'm excited for this. Rockets at heavyweight. Super excited to see him there. I think he's gonna do a lot better. Against Tybura, I think it's just an easy matchup. Tybura is super slow on the feet, plotty, bad footwork. Uh, doesn't do well against pressure. When we saw him get it finished against even Urslan, I think that's who it was. He just came in there swinging. Tybura shelled up, didn't put like throw anything of consequence back. So it's like the guy's just gonna keep hitting you if you're just blocking, not hitting back. So he got finished like that. It didn't look great against pressure. I think Rocket's just gonna be too quick, too elusive on the feet, be able to land shots on the outside. And if he cracks him with something big, I hope he goes in for the finish because the finish would be a great way to start his heavyweight debut. But yeah, Tybura's just not the best. The setup spot for Rocket, who's actually pretty good. Like we saw him go 3 rounds with Anka Live, striking, and that's hard to do 3 rounds. Like It's not like how the Guskov fight was running away. Like Rakic was still getting pressured on the, getting put on the back foot, but he was fighting back pretty well. Like especially that first round, he did a lot better. So I think that's something to note. He's a good kickboxer. I think he's just gonna outstrike Tybura. Hopefully, find the finish if he gets comfortable. Lets his hands go a little bit. Yeah. Then this fight, I'm also pretty excited for. I think we're gonna do a full fight breakdown for this one because I'm going with Robert Valentin. I think this is gonna be a coming out spot for him. He's had some tough competition in the UFC, but so has Dusko, Todorovic, and I think Valentin has much sharper striking, great, better kicks, good elbows, great combos. I think he's pretty sharp on the feet, and he has a dangerous submission game too. So I think he's gonna outstrike Todorovic. Todorovic is gonna shoot some takedowns. Valentin, I can see defending, even threatening submission. I think he's gonna get it. Could be a decision, could be a finish. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty confident Valentin's gonna get the dub here. I know a lot of people are on the underdog with Dusko Todorovic this week, but I was looking at the tape. I really saw a lot of flaws in the striking that I think Valentin can exploit. I think the volume's gonna be too low from him. I think he's not gonna be able to, like, he can land the good, but I don't see him landing anything too big in this fight. If he does, he could hurt Valentin. That's something to consider. But yeah, I think he's gonna get outstruck. I think he's gonna try to grapple, and that's probably his best route to victory. Maybe like imposing some physicality, winning a decision. But I don't see him pulling it off. So I'm gonna be going with Robert Valentin to get that one done. Then this one should be entertaining. Got Vlasto Seppo coming in to the UFC debut. He's a first round knockout machine against a guy who's been finished in the first round in the last two fights and then moving up a weight division. And he's already not the best, like one of the lowest level guys in the UFC. Give me Seppo by first round KO. That's what he does. He comes in, he makes it like a car crash. He's a fan favorite out there, so I think it makes sense that he's going to find the finish in the first round. And Urbina has a reach advantage. He's pretty lanky, but he's not someone that I trust to manage distance and like survive the first round, make Seppo slow down, and implement this strategic game plan. I don't trust him to do that. I think Seppo's gonna go in close, make it ugly, find the finish early. And this fight, like I'm gonna watch it, but I don't really give a shit about it. But I guess as far as prediction, they're not too bad either of them. Jankic, I'll probably give him the finishing upside. He has a lot of finishes. I was looking at some of his fights, but I don't know. I just really like this. Might sound dumb, but I really don't like to see like the dirty boxing fights and all this shit. Like it just seems like he's not as committed to the sport of MMA. Where I see Gugnan, he's fighting MMA, so I'm gonna go a slight lean towards Gugnan. I was looking at his fights too. I think he's a little bit more technical. John Chich has some good finishes, but against really low levels of competition. Gugnan has fought the higher level of competition. I've seen him face adversity, adapt well, and take it well. So I'm gonna go slightly with Gugnan. I want to see him get it done. This fight I'm super excited for. It's probably my favorite fight. I really want to see Ludovic Klein come back from his injury and get a win, but it's something to consider here. He's coming off a serious injury. I think it was his ankle broke against in the Rebecca fight. And a lot of people have this misconception that Musayev is some sort of wrestler. He's not. He's a striker, and I expect Ludovic Klein to outstrike him at range for 3 rounds and win a dominant decision. I was looking at the tape. Musayev is dangerous. Like he hits hard, does good work on the inside, but his entries to get to the inside are pretty poor. Like I was looking at some of his fights, some of his finishes. I'm seeing him do things like repeatedly enter striking distance with his lead hand low and nothing but big right hand. And against someone like Klein, I think Klein's super sharp, quick, and he has some good pop in his strikes too. I just think he's gonna be the much better striker here, and I'd even give him a grappling edge. My main concern is just like the injury coming off it. Wasn't that long ago, and Musayev is a bit of a dirty fighter, so. But give me Klein. I'm pretty confident he's gonna get this done. I think it's gonna be a decision. This fight, I'm excited to see Oliveira debut in the UFC. Good guy, pressures at distance, crazy KO power, super strong guy. But I noticed he's like frantically like afraid of grappling. He stays away from it at all costs. So I think that's gonna be something to watch. I don't think Elliot's gonna be the guy to test his grappling, so I'm not too worried. But I think we'll see a patient round one, low volume from him. Get to finish rounds 2, 3. I can see Elliot landing some good combos on the inside with his boxing. He's pretty quick, but I think he's gonna get finished. And this fight, I don't give a fuck about. I'm gonna lean Nikolic. Yeah, I think he has more experience, better experience. And it's 5'9" versus 5'3". Mark Wologdin is not the greatest fighter ever. I think that it's just such a disadvantage. I think he should be down a weight class. He could implement a grappling game plan, but I just don't see that from him. If he does, that would be pretty smart. I mean, Nikolic is taking this on short notice. Who knows how in shape he really is? But I want to see Nikolic in the UFC. I want to see him tested. I think he wins this fight by decision. This fight, I really don't give a fuck about this fight. Both of them got finished. More recently, Dennis Buzucha. I'm not pronouncing that shit right, but he got finished pretty badly in his last fight not that long ago. I could see either fighter getting chinned here, but we have a small lean towards Bogdan Grad to win. I think if they grapple, he has the advantage there, and that's why I'd give it to him. And I think it'd be pretty smart for him to do. We've seen him do it again, and if he implements it correctly, I think he can win a decision or even get a ground and pound finish or finish on the feet. Both these guys are probably gonna be chinny going into this, so I just don't give a fuck about the fight. This another one I don't give a fuck about. None of you know what? Real quick, I don't give a shit about any of these. So, uh, odds Rebecca shouldn't be minus 500, but I still think it'll win. This fight I don't give a fuck about. Nina slight lean towards her, but fuck it, we ride with the dog. I want the dog, Haley Cohen, to get a upset victory against this girl. Get her first win in the UFC, so let's see that. I almost gave a fuck about this fight, but opponent pulled out short short notice replacement from outside the UFC. Not the greatest. And he's a light heavyweight. Coming in against a guy who's cutting down to 265, Jovan Leka, look good on the contender series. I'm excited to see more from him in the UFC. This just isn't him being tested. I think he better get a finish. I want to see him get a finish. I think the best way for him to do it is probably to take the guy down, get some ground and pound in. It's a big guy. In this fight, and I definitely don't give a fuck about. We'll go with Stephanie Luciano, probably decision or sub. I guess it'd be cool if the native got the upset victory, but I don't expect it to happen. So that's our full fight predictions. Like I said, at the end of the week we'll post a parlay, and during the week I'll do 2 fight breakdowns for the Valentine fight and the Ludovic Klein fight. So check that out. Drop a follow, drop a sub, leave a like, comment. It helps out. It's a new channel. Y'all, especially if I cash out with the parlays. All right, but I'll catch y'all in the next.